Hi there. Welcome to another edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm Adrian Atkinson. In today's show, a look at major infrastructure work on Barbican Road, plus sustainable development on mined bauxite lands. Later, we'll look at a partnership that's helping to prevent criminal and violent behavior among our youth. Sit back and relax with these and more as we keep you informed through the pages of Jamaica Magazine.
On our roads, remember, take time, be courteous, drive good, walk good. Don't drink alcohol and drive. Don't drive tired or sleepy. Don't tailgate and don't overtake unless it is safe to do so. And always drive at a speed which will allow you time to stop quickly and safely. Let's keep it safe on our roads.
Having recognized the importance of having safe, efficient roadways to transport commuters within reasonable time frames, the government has been carrying out major road infrastructure upgrading on some main corridors in the Kingston corporate area. Among them is the Barbican Road, on which work is now being done to transform it from its current 2 lanes to 4. Take a look.
The community of Barbican forms what is referred to as the Golden Triangle, situated in the lush environs of the St. Andrew Plateau. The community has over the years seen major residential and business developments, leading to an increase in vehicular traffic. Severe congestion has become the norm, resulting in loss of critical production hours for many commuters. The Barbican corridor is one of the main arteries in the road network in this area, and as such is one of several roadways in the corporate area selected for major improvement work.
It is part of the bigger plan to improve traffic flow throughout the corporate area and to reduce congestion in several areas.
The National Works Agency, NWA, has embarked on the project to transform the roadway from 2 lanes to a 4-lane carriageway. Therefore, commuters traveling from areas such as Russell Heights, Graham Heights and Jacks Hill using this corridor to connect with other arterial roads will eventually enjoy smooth traffic flow.
This project is going to be done or is being done as part of the major infrastructure development program, which is that program valued at well over $300 million that we are implementing the GOJ along with the Chinese through the China Exim Bank.
A critical first step to facilitate construction of the additional lanes is the acquisition of properties. The process, which has already started, is being done through the Land Acquisition Act. The legislation makes provision for land acquisition for public purposes such as road construction. This authority is vested in the Commissioner of Lands, who has the power to acquire land either by private treaty or compulsory acquisition. Following the land acquisitions, the corridor between Russell Heights and Jacks Hill Road will be widened.
We have had to acquire some areas and we are seeking to acquire some others. We are looking at some 27 parcels of land that will be acquired as part of this widening process.
This first phase in the road construction process is being done in tandem with the construction of new boundary walls, which represent the limits of the project.
A significant number does involve the relocation of boundaries, and this is just one of them that we're here doing along the stretch. In a couple of instances, we'll have to acquire buildings, so buildings will be demolished, boundary walls, setback, where it is that there are buildings to demolish, we would have demolished those so that we would be in a position to hand over the area to the contractor for the civil works to commence.
The work to be done also involves realigning the Barbican Road and East Kings House Road intersection to form a major T-junction, which will be signalized for better traffic movement. The junction at Birdsucker Lane and Barbican Road will also be outfitted with traffic lights.
What obtains now is that persons have to be pushing and boring and really putting themselves at risk sometimes to get onto the main road, which is Barbican Road. There are going to be sidewalks. It's going to be 4 lanes, much the same way we have had 4 lanes in other areas of the corporate area. Where it is that a median is required, we are going to be putting those so that we don't have conflicting movements in vehicles using this particular stretch.
The over 1 kilometer stretch of road improvement along Barbican Road is projected to be completed in about 4 months, after all the land acquisition is done and the project is handed over to the contractors.
While the project is ongoing, you know, we advise persons to exercise caution. There are going to be some teething pains, there are going to be some amount of difficulties or challenges while the project is ongoing, but it will be for a greater good. And so we are going to be asking them to work with us and as we work to complete what we hope to be a very successful project. Once the project is finished, what persons will see or should experience is a vast improvement in travel through this particular area, and from areas such as Russell Heights, Birthsuckle Avenue, Jacks Hill Road, and East Kings House Road generally. So the entire area will be enhanced insofar as traffic management, congestion management is concerned.
Nobody want to plant the corn. Everybody want to read the band. Who you are go blame it on when it's a next man? You are deep in pan. Well, you're wrong.
Farmers, let us be serious about predial larceny. It is affecting all of us. If you are aware of incidents of predial larceny, make contact with your local police station or call Crime Stop at 311. Predial larceny is everybody's business.
Connecting people, land and opportunities, one important feature in the process of facilitating development and wealth creation. The Ministry of Transport and Mining has recognized this and is taking keen interest in ensuring mined bauxite lands are returned to the people for other development processes. One such is farming, which has proven to be very lucrative. Watch this.
Bauxite mining is a profitable venture for Jamaica and other countries, but the effect on the land can be rough. Locally, steps are being taken to restore mined-out lands to productive and profitable use. The mining communities of Wat Town and Tobolski in Water Valley St. Anne are shining examples of the possibilities. Scores of farmers there have been benefiting from water harvesting and greenhouse technology, allowing them to earn from the land.
I feel very good, and especially when we are reaping.
Yeah, feel good about it and thing, you know.
The citizens who have formed themselves into groups are setting the trend for other communities to follow. Communities like those that will benefit when Transport and Mining Minister Mike Henry fast-tracks the transfer of ownership of mined lands to citizens for housing, agriculture and other purposes.
I'm going to see how much I can step in to work very closely to ensure the handing over back of land, the handing over back of titles, and how that can relate to increasing the agricultural output in relation to it.
That policy is encouraged by the level of agricultural production at Wat Town and Tobolski.
The people who are buying are happy with the product because the reliability is so important.
The farmers have been supplying the hotel and supermarket retail sectors and are overjoyed at what they have been able to achieve on mined lands which were previously idle.
This is an opportunity for all of us here in this community because we have never seen anything like this before. We produce tomato and sweet pepper and we are doing well.
When you compare it with outdoor farming, this is actually a lot more than outside. Most of the young people want to come in now, so we would like some more rows to put up.
Mining pits on the properties have been transformed into rainwater harvesting ponds, which provide a reliable supply of water for the plants in the greenhouses. Over 8,000 kilograms of produce were supplied in the first 4 months of the project at Wat Town.
I want to tell you that we have 20 farmers that is benefit from this greenhouse. 20 farmers. And right now we are having a lot of tomato and sale. For now we have at least almost 17,000 pounds of tomato supplied. Well, the pepper, as you see it, we have order for the pepper, but it's only ripe pepper they are taking now.
Similar initiatives are also established at other communities affected by bauxite mining, including Schwallenberg and 9 Miles in St. Anne, Content, Blue Mountain and Rose Hill, Manchester, and Myersville in St. Elizabeth. They have all been supported financially and technically at an overall project cost of $243 million through the Jamaica Social Investment Fund's Rural Economic Development Initiative at the Jamaica Bauxite Institute.
I am very pleased to see that even though farmlands have been used for bauxite mining, a way out has been provided for the farmers.
Beneficiaries of restored bauxite lands are encouraged to make the best productive use of their properties. And with major developments in transportation on the horizon, the Transport and Mining Minister says farming on these lands will get more lucrative with easier access to rail, road, and air cargo transportation.
So what I want you to appreciate is the vision that I'm seeking to bring in the connectivity of farming, transport, and reaching there.
Supporting sustainable development of communities on lands which have been mined, promoting self-sustainability and integrating mined-out areas in national development.
This is Romain Virgo. I'm here appeal to all of the youths them to just stay away from crime and violence. We know the temptation, the money, the fast life. People say them rate you, but that will only take you nowhere. If you stay in school and focus, then you can achieve anything. Be your own leader. A gang is a dead end.
A message from the Ministry of National Security.
Youth instilled with good principles, rational reasoning abilities, and well occupied in social engagements are less likely to get involved in criminal or violent behavior. This has been one of the driving forces behind interventions targeting youth in vulnerable communities. More in this feature.
Through an alliance of partners, Government Citizen Security and Justice Program CSJP is empowering at-risk young people aged 7 to 29 to resist crime and violence. And the intervention is modeled on a Brazilian program called Fight for Peace.
Fight for Peace is an NGO that uses boxing and martial arts as well as a holistic set of services for young people to help get young people that are living in violent communities out of crime and violence and into more positive life outcomes.
In this local version, dubbed Kick Out Crime and Violence, youth in 6 inner-city communities are engaged in personal development based on 5 pillars: boxing, martial arts, education, employability, youth support services, and youth leadership. Support to carry out the program has been boosted by a recent $20.7 million grant from the United Kingdom Department for International Development, DFID. It's allowing CSJP and its partners to implement the project in the communities of Hannahtown, Denhamtown, Trenchtown, Fletcher's Land, Parade Gardens, and Tivoli Gardens in Kingston. Throughout the week, youngsters in these communities are exposed to boxing, wrestling, and taekwondo classes, which are not just fun, but are also instilling discipline, self-esteem, confidence, and the strength to resist negativity, regardless of the circumstances.
It also teaches them to control their physical aggression and to use that aggression smartly, because the thing about these sports is that it's not necessarily the strongest person who wins, it's the person who has the most control over his or her physical strength. And so that has been proven to be a really effective bridge in teaching them about self-control in general. If you learn to control yourself in the sport, it's easier for you to learn how to control yourself in life.
Tell me guys, how would you define communication? So what is the interaction between two or more persons? Interacting anyway, we can be, we don't even have to use words, we don't have to use sign language or have meaning to words. Body language, gesture, gesticulation, and all those things, right? Or the act and the process of using words, sound, sign, or behavior to express or exchange information.
This social intervention program, which started in May 2016, is being jointly delivered in Jamaica using a network of social development partners already involved with youth development, including the Social Development Commission. Other partners are the Peace Management Initiative, Jamaica Defence Force, Jamaica Boxing Board of Control, Capoeira, Alafia, Rise Life Management, Youth, Fletcher's Land Benevolent Society, Joytown, Boys Town, and Bread's Treasure Beach Foundation.
Well, working with the partners that are a part of the Fight for Peace network, we asked them to refer young people to us who they were already relating to in some way. So either it was a young person that was in one of their programs, but they don't think that the program was working as effectively for that young person, or somebody who had just dropped out of their program, or somebody that was kind of on their radar to come into another program.
The various groups meet at the JDF Up Park camp on Saturdays for the training session.
This is an opportunity, not just for us at the ministry, to really hold hands with you, Fight for Peace and DFID, as we engage our youth and empower our youth to become the ambassadors and the messengers in their communities.
I think Fight for Peace International and its partners in mixing sport, skill development and mentoring have had great success in the UK, Brazil, and also emerging in Jamaica to improve the lives of at-risk youth. We firmly believe that an effective government-led public health intervention targeting at-risk youth and the communities suffering most from the scourge of violence can really help improve community security in Jamaica.
Let's talk the truth about ganja. Though it has medicinal benefits, it can also be harmful, posing a risk of mental problems, particularly to children, as their brains are not yet fully developed. Ganja use is associated with behavioral problems and poor academic achievement. Users can become dependent on the substance, and ganja smoking can lead to the use of hard drugs. Possession and use of ganja in Jamaica is still illegal for everyone of every age. Its use is only allowed with conditions: for legitimate medicinal purposes, scientific research, or as a sacrament in the Rastafarian religion. Learning all you can about marijuana will help you take the right path to success.
On the board this week, The Kingston and St. Andrew Office of the Social Development Commission invites you to the KSA Biz Fair and Races on Land and Sea tomorrow, Sunday, December 3 at the waterfront in downtown Kingston. The event, to run from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., provides micro and small enterprises with business information, as well as information on financing, marketing, and networking. The JCDC will be having a performing arts workshop on traditional folk forms for Kingston and St. Andrew at the Ranny Williams Entertainment Center on Wednesday, December 6, starting at 8:30 a.m. For more details, contact the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission at 3 to 5 Phoenix Avenue, Kingston 10. Telephone 876-926-5726-9. Residents of Denham Town and its environs are invited to the Denham Town Clinic on weekends in December as the Ministry of Health opens the facility for services on Saturdays and Sundays all month. Residents are also invited to come out and participate in the Denham Town Zoso Joint Force Fun Run on Sunday, December 10. It's aimed at promoting positive interaction among residents, healthy lifestyle practices, and general positive well-being. The run will be a 3-kilometer course spanning the communities of Denham Town and Hannah Town. And that's all for our community notices today. Send us your events for broadcast on the JIS Community Notice Board. Call 922-868022 or send an email to cbishop@jis.gov.jm.
Know your numbers and control the keys to a healthier heart. Know the numbers for your blood pressure, cholesterol level, blood glucose level, and your weight and body mass index. Find out the risks they represent and what you need to do to stay healthy. Talk to your doctor and start making healthy lifestyle choices to prevent a heart attack or stroke.
This is one time we don't want you to laugh.
Staying safe on the road is a serious thing.
Mr. Taxi driver and bus driver, take time, man. People, so one-stop driver and come off.
Cyclists, motorcyclists, pedestrian, all road users using the head.
Only if you use cell phone and drive. No, man.
Idiot thing that.
Road safety is no laughing matter.
Because we want you to be around
and laughing with us for a long time.
A message from the National Road Safety Council and National Health Fund.
Since the contract signing in July and commencement of work in August 2016, motorists have been witnessing the amazing transformation of the Mandela Highway corridor. The major infrastructure improvement work is a marvel, from site clearing to soil piling, raising a section above flood level, and creating temporary lanes to shift traffic for smooth commuting during construction.
Everything is in motion.
In just over a year, the work to expand from 4 to 6 lanes and a 7th, which will serve as a service lane, has been progressing towards completion.
We have made more progress as we work towards the completion of the project in August of 2018. The most recent development is where we have put traffic that's heading into the city from the direction of Spanish Town on a section of the new road.
That has been so since November, and motorists have been, in a small way, experiencing what the new road is going to be like as they now travel east on the area between Highway 2000 East-West and the Ferry Police Station. On our last visit to the site, significant progress had been made on 2 bridges under construction, the Fresh River Bridge as well as the Overpass Bridge that will facilitate traffic to and from the ferry community, and Hydale Group of Schools, the police station, and businesses along the roadway.
At the next go, insofar as the major changes are concerned, is to put traffic on a section of the Fresh River Bridge and beneath the underpass to facilitate more work on the what we call the southern side, as well as to facilitate the additional work that we are going to be doing towards 6 miles.
Considerable work is also being done on retaining walls to protect the embankments both to the east of the bridges and to the west. Work is also at an advanced state on retaining walls being built along the areas that have been infused with stabilizing concrete piles and further elevated to create the new road. Simultaneous drainage works along this area near Plantation Heights is being done to control flood waters within the vicinity.
The area has been filled to create that road that is now being used. So it is at a high elevation. The fill that was placed there to facilitate that road, that embankment, that has to be protected. And so the work that is being done is really to protect the embankment, while at the same time we recognize that stormwater has to flow beneath the road, and so we want to ensure that the drainage along the road is bolstered and is in sync with those structures that we have put up along the Mandela to date. We have, as you know, constructed at least 2 or 3 box culverts. We have put in cylindrical drains as well, all in an effort to mitigate the incidents of flooding that we'd have experienced along the corridor.
Other works now in progress and nearing completion on the Mandela corridor include the construction of the median that will separate westbound and eastbound traffic. The bulk of the work will soon be out of the way on what has already started, so the construction team is now looking to move on to the 6 miles area, where one major structure remains to be constructed along the Mandela Highway.
And that's a bridge over the Dehaney River. And that is to come. We have significant drainage features other drainage features that we are going to be implementing.
The completion and direction of traffic along the Fresh River Bridge and the Overpass Bridge that is to happen in short order is significant to the smooth flow of traffic when the work at 6 miles begins.
Because the structure at the Dehaney River is going to take a bit of effort. We'll have to ensure that all the I's are dotted and the T's crossed in order to minimize the impact of delays on the motoring public. The 4 lanes will remain open.
Despite inclement weather over the period of the construction, efforts by the contractors seek to make up for lost time so the project can be completed within the set 2-year time frame.
We are working with the August 2018 timeline in mind. That is really where we are now.
So in less than 9 months, motorists traveling between Kingston and the northern, western and southern sections of the island should feel the full experience of a safer, more reliable road. Construction is being carried out by China Harbour Engineering Company at a cost of $64 million, forming part of government's major infrastructure development program.
And that brings us to the end of today's edition of Jamaica Magazine. Join us again tomorrow and we'll do this all over again. Until then, you can click online at jis.gov.jm and visit our YouTube channel to get the latest government information. Also, follow us on Twitter and Facebook and download our app from the Google Play Store to stay informed. On behalf of all of us here at the JIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson, wishing you all the best. Until next time, do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.